Hello, everybody. It's another Saturday evening and it's the Renting Essential. Wow, apologies, we're a little bit late. We have to put everything together, technical and distance. Let me know if you're there and you are here to join us live on this special edition today. Call somebody that is a special edition of the Renting Essentials, and today we are going to be talking about teenagers' lifestyle. So please just go ahead and share. Call somebody because my guest is ready and she will be coming on board shortly. All right, let me know if you're there and let me know where you're joining us from today. In case you are not aware, this is called the Parenting Essential, coming to you from the Vision Guide every Saturday evening. And today's edition is a different one entirely. And I have a special guest that will be coming on board shortly. But before then, I want people to join in. I want you to help us share. I want you to help us call somebody that, come on, let's learn together. It's going to be hot, hot today. It's going to be hot today. All right. Who is there? Let me know if you are there. Sister Bella, I see you there. I see you there. If you are joining me, let me know. Let me see who is on the Vision Guide. Vision Guide, follow us. Are you there? Are you there? Let me see who is there. Let me see who is there. Vision Guide, who is there? All right, let me know where you're joining us from and I'll be glad you did. All right, while we wait for other people to see joining, because today, I said it before, it's going to be very massive. It's going to be hot today. It's going to be hot today. All right, let me know where you're joining me from. Today, my guest is called Coach Olatunde Modupeola. Coach Olatunde Modupeola will be joining me shortly, and you're going to be seeing her beautiful face. Let me tell you this. She's not just beautiful, but she's super duper loaded. And let me just tell you brief about her. There's a lot to know about her. Because of time, I'm just going to be telling you just a little bit about her. Coach Olatunde Modupiola is an agripreneur. She's a coach, a writer, a speaker. She's a counselor. She's a teacher. She's a value done. She's a certified passionate teenager coach. She studied business administration. She's so passionate about going from one school to another. Why is she going around preaching the need for good education and the need for sexual purity? Hey, that's so massive. She's a girl child advocate with zero tolerance to any child abuse, girl child in particular. She's an alumna of Encouragement Initiative Academy. She's also an alumnus of Personal Development Academy. She's also an alumnus of Purpose Global Academy. She's a member of Chamber of Commerce Ijebu-Ode. She has imparted many youth and she's still much sold out. And that is why we are having her here today. She's a purpose-driven woman, very hot. She's passionate, especially for teenagers. She's a wife, a mother to many children around the globe. She's a four-time award winner, having seen many teenagers in the path of destruction. That's her passion. She has an odd passion for coaching and speaking to them. She's a regular guest on Flash FM Abeokuta. She's a regular guest on OGTV Abeokuta. She's also a regular guest on Flash FM Ijebu-Ode. Wow. She's a regular guest on Eagle FM Ijebu-Ode. And she's fondly called Auntie Dupe, the global brand. And we are so glad to be having her today. We are so glad to be having her today. Please let me know if I'm audible, if you can hear me clearly. Am I audible enough? All right. All right, I can see Mrs. Olukon there. Mrs. Olukon, am I audible? Please take track. Take track. I have an assistant coach there. Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay. I just want people on Facebook, YouTube to be to confirm they can hear me. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. So who is ready? Can I bring Coach Modupe Ola on board? Who is ready? Who is ready? Who is ready? All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's have Coach Modupe Ola on board. You are welcome, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am. It is going to be awesome today. It is going to be awesome today. I am super excited. I don't know if there's any other person here today who is excited like me because it promises to be an amazing time. I can see you right there, ma'am. And I'm sure they'll be seeing you shortly. I can see you right there because, yes, I can see you right there. A moment, please. All right. So today I'm not doing it alone. I've said that before, and that is a short introduction I've just done about Coach Modupe Ola. And I'll just let her say hello. Just hello. Don't say more than hello for now. And we're going to roll from there. All right. Can you say hello to everyone at home, please, ma'am?
Hello, everyone.
All right. It's good to have you here today. And we are so glad you are here today. And today we are going to be talking about the teenagers. And that is what you have majored on for the last few years. And I want to start on the note of what you think is the parent perspective, how they view their children, the teenagers of today. What view? Just a moment, please. All right, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
All right, okay. All right, generally, just tell us what are your views on teenagers and how parents have viewed their children, the misconceptions they are having on their teenagers today. I mean, the one of this generation. Let's start on that note, ma'am. The floor is open for you.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So good to be here. Don't care about what they think or how they think.
Okay.
Some parents just believe that teenagers always want to have their things done their way. So most times they are unnecessarily very difficult and very tough on them. There is this belief, there is this misconception that teenagers always want to have their things done their way. So sometimes most believe are not, they don't treat teenagers how teenagers ought to be treated because they believe, no, they are stubborn, they are lazy, they want to do things their way. Most parents don't really take time to know the kind of boy child, girl child that they have. There is a misconception about he won't listen. He wants things done his or her own way. So therefore, already they have the way they want to treat them. They have it lined up. I'm your mom. You have to do things the way I want. You have to go through the direction whichever I have laid it down. It's a misconception that teenagers are stubborn. It's a misconception that teenagers are lazy. Like during one of the classes you took us, he said, we are not supposed to yell at them when we try to pass our messages. But unfortunately, most parents, because of the misconception, if we care to listen to them and make ourselves available for them, we will get to know the exact teenager. Of course, most of them can be different. And you can't even compare them. You might have 4 teenagers and they won't be the same. You might have 6 teenagers and they won't be the same. So you need to understand teenager and their peculiarities. You should understand each teenager. If you have 2, you should know their peculiarities. You should know what each stands for. You should know who each is truly. There is a perfect misconception of, he won't listen. She won't do it. I know her. Before you even get to know them, you are judging. We don't take our time to really know what exactly. Teenager stage is a very delicate stage. It is a stage when they are supposed to be well nurtured in love, gentleness, care. Once they miss all this from the right source, once they are pushed to the wrong source, then it becomes a big deal to win them back. Thank you.
All right. That's so awesome. That the starting note is very, very hot. And, I was just like, okay, bring it on, Coach Modupiola. All right. I just want to ask a question from what you have said. The misconceptions are so massive. But do you think these misconceptions over the time have a very negative impact on the children or the parent or the relationship between the parent and the mother? You have said quite a lot of misconceptions. Is there a way you can also help us out on this, this make believe or the assumption of parents has really affected the teenagers? Is it going to be a
Yes.
negative effect or a positive effect on them or on the parents?
Most times, on the parents, on the teenagers, it ends up the negativity is more. In such a way where a child always comes to the mother to express herself. Let me use a girl child now. Mom, this happened in school. And the first thing is, oh, with everything I have taught you, how can you? If such teenager is a reserved one, if she only tried to express herself to you, and the first thing you did was made a scene, such a child could just withdraw forever. She might never come back to share anything with you. Then you will begin to struggle so hard. And then you begin like, you're not telling me things anymore. What happened in your school today? And you just hear the girl child say, nothing, mom. She will never be interested in sharing anything with you again. But because you are not being observant, that something happened that brought about a withdrawal, then you'll be like, you could even tag her. I know. You won't see anything. You won't talk. I know if I ask you, we mothers can be dramatic.
You can say that again.
I think we should be given, yes, we should be given the tag drama queen.
Absolutely.
Yes. If a child has been to you for an advice, for a counsel, and the next thing you did was to create a scene, honestly, it will take God to bring the child back to you to share or tell you anything again. A lot of examples. I can go on and on. If I am permitted, I can just give an example that ruined the girl completely. She went to the mother, she told the mother something, the mother didn't handle it well, and the girl became reserved. All through secondary school, she never told the mother anything. Meanwhile, things were going on. All through her university days, she never told the mother anything. Meanwhile, things were going on. She graduated, she started working for about 3 years. Things were going on. But because the way the mother responded the very first time drove her away completely. And I'm sure she started taking counsel from outsiders. Thank you.
All right, that's so massive. Well done. Thank you so much. And I believe the visioners will understand this better. And for most especially those who just finished just concluded level 2 because we dealt so much on the teenager's brain. And I think it's a very common mistake in parenting when it comes to when we think we know. I always say, and I'm going to say it again, until you know that you don't know, before you know, you don't know. I know a lot of us will say we are not into intentional parenting, and that is why you are very strict with your teenagers. And I know a lot of people will say, I understand the teachable moment. However, when your children or your teenager comes to you, just like Coach Modupiola said, and that is when you want to shout and rant, you're going to lose that child, because that child is a child of confidence. It's a time of confidence. It's a time the child just want to speak to you, and it's never a time for you to start teaching. We need to understand when it's teachable moment, which moment can be seized to teach our children. The child is coming to you to tell you what happened. See what happened in school today. See what, even if it might not even be anything about the child. It might be something about the friend's, child's friend. Do you know this happened to my friend today? Don't work with that friend again. Don't do this again. It is not the time for you as an intelligent parent to react like that. And that is what exactly Coach Modupia just said. You have to understand the teachable moment, seize the moment, know when to keep quiet. Can I say that again? Every parent should know when to keep quiet. It is not every time we have to talk, even when we think there is the fire on the mountain. All right, thank you so much. And I just want to ask you something about the social media world. Coach Modupe, we are living in a different time now. The time has changed. Social media has taken over, especially when you're working on this street of social media, the blue street, what it is, whatever it is. We have quite a lot of normalized nonsense today, and it has really affected the teenagers over the time. So how has social media influenced the way teenagers communicate and form relationships? Because there are quite a lot of negative effects of social media. And I've seen so many people, I've seen people who have become so rude in the name of what they have seen. But in your own opinion or your experience, how do you think that social media has influenced the way the teenagers communicate and form relationship, maybe with one another, with families, or with people? All right, over to you, Coach Medike.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will always say, whenever I have the opportunity to, that social media has done more harm on our teenagers than good, especially teenagers that are not being well monitored with the use of social media. Teenagers meet strangers on social media. Teenagers trust strangers on social media. Teenagers endanger their lives on social media. There are different stories. I mean, sad stories of teenagers on social media. I'm sorry, I need to share this. There is a case we have at hand presently. A girl and a boy of 13 years that had a very expensive smartphone at the age of 13 years. The parents felt they were not always around, so they got them good phones as companions, I'm sure. Those children from 13 years began to watch adult movies. Yes. And whatever they saw on the movie, they started practicing together. From 13 years, now they are 22. A sister and a brother that has aborted 4 times on the streets of social media. Everything they learned on social media. Academically, it would have been helpful if our teenagers would use it the way it ought to be used. But no, you will never see them download any educational app. They will never. They look for other things to suit their mood. I can go on and on. There were this pastor and deaconess that had 3 daughters. And they were so sure of themselves. They were flaunting them that they had put them on the right track. They were so sure they couldn't fall. They were so sure. A particular person was like, can we give them a test? So on the street of social media, they asked them on Facebook, they asked for their friendship. They didn't know, I think they've changed an account. They didn't know it was their father, their mother, and the tester that were their friends. Then they gave them an address, the 3 differently. Annoyingly, they were not even speaking to themselves. So each one of them didn't know such was happening to one another. So they gave them an address, hotel address, to meet this stranger. And unbelievably, I mean, pastor's children left the house telling their dad they were going for one rehearsal or so, and went to meet these strangers. But alas, when they got there, it was their father, their mother, and the tester. No, if it were not their father, if they were to be strangers, complete strangers, we've heard of stories where a young teenager would leave home and then they would go into search. 3-4 days later, their dead bodies will be found in hotels because they left without saying where they were going to meet a stranger. All this is possible through social media. Recently, there was a school where all the pupils in SS3 failed their WAEC. Not one single one. Not one single one had a pass. It was then the school authority and the parents started crashing their phones. Was that not a medicine after death syndrome?
Absolutely.
If they were not giving phones all through school, what would have happened to them? I tell my kids, phone is a big distraction. Even as an adult, if you are not well disciplined, as an adult, you get addicted unnecessarily. For them, God help them. I would always say, phone is a destructive device. It should be given to the teenagers only when we are sure they can handle it. Only when we are sure they can handle it. If not, may we not destroy our teenagers with those devices that we bought for them with our money. Thank you.
You know, this particular point that you have raised and you are explaining on, do you know, this is a topic or a point that we can actually use weeks of discussion on it. If you are not a visionary, sincerely you're on your own. I don't know where you are, but I know there are quite a lot of things that we understand better as we are talking about, as we're saying. So, Coach Modukela said something now. Know when they can handle it. And I will add to that. Can you always ask yourself why? What about the why? One of the ways that you can actually know when they can handle it is to know why you're giving them in the first place. A lot of parents out there today, they are always playing victim. They are the victim. Meanwhile, those children, these teenagers are actually the victim of this circumstance and situation. When we talk about knowing who you are raising, who you are parenting, why your the family visions, the value, these are the things, you know, it comes way back. You cited an example, Coach Modukwela. You said about two siblings. I guess they are twins because you shared the video with me also. They started this on when they were 13. Now they are 22. This is why every parent should know that this stage is a very sensitive stage. I always say that when we talk about teenagers, they are different human beings entirely. They are not adults, neither are they children. So the stage, the teenage stage, is the most sensitive any human being can have in life. And this is, you know, it's a bridge between the childhood and adulthood. Whatever happens between this time is going to determine how their life is going to be as an adult, either positive or negatively. And that is why every parent must not take chances. 13 years, buying them phone. As a, we need to be careful. You mentioned deacon and deaconesses, especially those of us that we are believers. I'm a pastor. When I say parenting is an higher calling, I was sure of what I was saying. And these are the things that have gone wrong and have become so normal, and I'll call it nonsense, that we need to, and why are we doing this today? It's a call. This point is going to make us to go to the next question easily. It's going to help us, because I think a lot of people lack what is called boundaries, and this is the major issue. They don't know how to grant independence, how far is too far, how close is too close. And I think one of the major problem about this is you cannot give what you don't have. We have a lot of parents out there. Now imagine somebody who became a parent at a very early stage, who was crossing the road, the teenage stage, and became a parent out of whatever it is, the issues of life. What do you think such is going to pass on to the next generation? And that is why we have to be smarter and know better. So it brings me to my next question. How do we balance granting independence while maintaining appropriate boundaries to our teenagers? I want us to know that, when we talk about teenagers, we cannot be too hard, too strong. Can you please help us, Coach Modupiola? How do we balance independence when it comes to granting independence and maintaining appropriate boundaries for our teenagers? How far is too far? How close is too close? Please help us out on this.
Coach Oye, why are we so deep in the spirit? Why are we so deep in the spirit? You said, how far is too far? How close is too close? Do you know what I have here? Don't underrate them. Don't overrate them. Just engage them. Don't believe, oh, she doesn't know up to that. There is this belief about parents. My child? No, never. Never. She can never do such. Oh, that one? Oh, he doesn't know anything. God! They know so much.
Absolutely.
They know so much. Boundaries is an important thing. You should have a standard. There should be a standard of everything, in dressing, in the way they talk to people, in the way they eat, the people they move with. My girl child must not put on anything above her nails. Whether an inch, whether 2 inches, must be below the nail. Yes, you want a short skirt, it just has to be below your nails. No dress that will not cover your body. There are rules. My boys, you cannot sag in my house. No sagging. You cannot sag in my house. You want to keep full hair, it must be well combed. You want your hair full, it has to be combed. No earrings. With. I would always say, I still said it, mothers were speaking to us with body languages, either their head, either their eyes, either their arm, either their legs. You try that with any of those children these days, they will ask you, Mom, what entered your eye? You are doing your eye like this. Mothers, do you get that? Those morals were so strong on us. The morals were so strong. We had and knew our boundaries. There were some things we dare not do. Mom must not get to know I did this. That will soon be back. But because there is this thing they call them that annoys me, Gen Z. my annoyance was Gen Z. They gave them this name that is turning their heads. Gen Z. Yes, they have technology. They have a lot of beautiful things we didn't have. But I can tell you we are better generations. I'm sorry. Yes, we will try and make them better than us. Morals, God. Moral, decadence. I mean, you see a teenager talking to an adult like their mates. Up till today, when I get to a bank and I see an adult, an elderly person older than me, up till today, I will stand and have the person sit. Up till today. The first time I made my teenager do it, she was asking me why she would have to stand for him. He came in after her. And I just gave her a beautiful one on her cheeks. I just did a realignment. And then after that, I made her realize wherever you get to, once there is a queue and you see either a pregnant woman, an elderly person, or a sick person, you must, it is a must, it is a natural thing that you should do with joy. But you see a lot of teenagers get offended about that. Don't underrate your teenager. I tell you, a lot of us do it. We are like, she doesn't really know anything. Honestly, you will be shocked. Honestly, you will be shocked. There's another one I want to say. It has to do with social media, though. When two cousins went for holidays at their grandmother's place, and there was a fight over charging phone or not charging phone. An 8-year-old girl, I guess, offended a 12-year-old girl. They are cousins. I mean, the same blood. And the 12-year-old girl was so unforgiving that she went to bed with it. And while the 8-year-old girl was sleeping, this 13-year-old girl, I am trying to tell you the power of underrating. You wouldn't believe a 12-year-old girl in the next 50 years, in the next 50 generations, would do that. Then while the 8-year-old girl was sleeping, she got a pillow and suffocated the 8-year-old girl child to death. Then packed her very well, covered her with the duvet, went back to her own bed in the same room. Then the following morning, they saw this 8-year-old girl dead. And everybody was almost going crazy. What happened to her? She wasn't sick yesterday. Thank God for the CCTV camera. You know, imagine that kind of a girl child growing with that attitude. Can you see the beautiful monster a family would have raised unknowingly? But where did things go wrong? How was she able to be so wicked, unloving, unforgiving between 12 years? Coach Oye. Between 12 years. Phone. They wanted to chat phone. So if there was no phone in their lives, if the two had no phone, but the 12-year-old girl was underrated.
It's all shades of wrong, Coach Modukiola. Let me just comment. Oh, these things are really very sad. Because sometimes I'm even short of words. Like, how did we even get?
No.
How did we get? Okay, I didn't get that. Hello, are you there, Coach Modukiola?
I'm here. Hello? I'm here.
Okay. All right. I didn't get your
I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Okay.
How did we get here?
Yes, that's the question.
How? Yes. How was she brought up? How was she raised? A lot of questions. Who is her mother? What does the mother do in her presence? She couldn't have just been wicked.
All right, I'll just come in.
You
I'll
know?
just come in there, Coach. I said something earlier from your point. I picked something. I said, even many parents today, they are trying to play victim. Do you know in this kind of examples that you have cited, if you speak to the parent today, they will say, I'm trying to do all my best. That's why I gave them the phone. An incident.
Their best is not enough.
An incident between a girl of 8 years and 12 years that led to the girl of 12 years killing that of the 8 years because of phone. It's all shades of wrong. At 12 years, 8 years, having a personal phone. How did we get here? Because of charging. I will charge, you will not charge. And at night, when they were sleeping, the 12 years took the pillow to suffocate the 8 years to death. There are quite a lot of questions to ask in this. There are quite a lot of questions. And I think this is a wake-up call for us today. And he said something very profound that I want everyone to take home. He said, we should not underestimate these children. But my question to everyone who is watching, I'll be watching later, is do you actually know your child? Do you know who you are parenting? Who is your child? Because a lot of people, when they buy things for them, they give them good clothing and everything. They think that is parenting. There is an adage we say in Yoruba, and I'm sure you are going to know this, only obini otongwoni, that because you are the biological mother is not enough. That does not qualify you to be a parent. The caregiver, the person who is taking care of the child, is the person who qualifies to be called a parent. So I believe there is a lot of reflection we all need to do today. There's a lot of reflection. Why do you say you know your child? I think if the question why is being answered, a lot of problems will be reduced. If parents can actually answer the question of why am I doing this, that's where the pressure comes from. I'm not saying nobody is going to tell anybody when, because now if you have any question, please drop your question because we want to keep to an hour. We want to keep to an hour. Please send your question. If you want us to mention something or talk about something, please drop your question. And Potomola is here, Modupola is here, and we're going to be addressing those questions shortly. But I think if the question of why is answered, a lot of issues that are ravaging all over today is going to be reduced. It's going to be reduced. So now we're talking about teenager. And now when we talk about teenager, this doesn't start from 13 years anymore. So maybe you are here, you think my child is only 8 years, my child is only 9 years. They're not talking to me. Sorry, we are talking to everybody. Because what you know when you were 15 is what is, it's already not a news again to your child who is 9 years today. So you better be awake. You better stay awake in this journey. When we say we are intentional or we carry the vision, it's not about us ranting and shouting on them. Being awake and being intentional in this journey called parenting, it is not an open eye thing. I'm just going to bring pain. I'm just going to do this. Please let your why be clear. And until you know your why, you might not be able to answer your child's why. Because, when they come to teenage stage, they come with a lot of questions. Mommy, why do I need to do this? Daddy, why do I need to do this? But because of the make-believe, in fact, I'm a very young girl. Let's talk about those of you who are before us. Coach Omolola and Co. and all of you in that generation. You're going to expect that child. Why are you asking me why? Let's get used to our child asking us why. The only reason why you pick offense when your child asks you why is because you don't actually know why you're doing what you're doing. I say that again. The only reason why you see your child as being rude when they ask you, mommy, why, is because you lack skill as a parent. Get used to the why and let them know why. When you know why is the why, that is when your parenting journey can be smooth. I do tell the visioners, why is your why? It's not enough to know I'm doing this because. Why are you doing the because? Still question the because. Because we are living in a different time. Please send in your question. I'm going to try and check. Send in your question. I'm just going to ask Coach Modukiola one more question. And we are going to see if there's any other question for us to ask. to answer rather. Coach, can you please help us and explain better what is the role of peer pressure? There's a lot of peer pressure out there for teenagers. So what role does peer pressure play in shaping the lifestyle and choices of teenagers? You can see a lot of people will just say, it's because my friend is doing it. And why do you think that peer pressure is happening so much? And why do you think a lot of teenagers will struggle? Why? Why are they not getting help? Just talk about peer pressure in general. Can you please just brief us about peer pressure in general?
To a very large extent, Coach, the power of peer pressure is a very strong one in a teenager's life, a very, very strong one. Because my friend is doing it. Because especially those friends that they really see as good. Because you will see them because they will tell you because Amolola has it. But one thing you need to train your children with, your teenagers with, the power of no.
Vitamin
the
no.
power of no. N-O, no.
Yes.
The power of no. You see, when we train those children on the right path, when we place their feet on the right path, prayerfully, prayerfully. I haven't said that. It is very important. Train up a child the way he should go. When he is old, honestly, the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. With the help of the Holy Spirit. When they want to do those things, there will be this strong instincts. They will know that what they are about to do is wrong. There will be this, when we say something was telling me, even as adults, at times we do things and we'll be like, and I had this feeling not to do it. It's because we were stubborn. It's because we were rebellious. Once you train up a child, the way he should go, it takes a sound teenager, morally, emotionally, academically, in wisdom, in knowledge, in understanding to overcome the power of peer pressure. I tell you, peer pressure is it's a topic I treat often. It takes a teenager that is sound in all ramifications to overcome it. My daughter would always come, Mom, my friend is having a party. I want to go. I will tell her no. Thank God she comes to take permission. Thank God she asked me for permission. Over the time, she realized, Mom, each time I tell you I want to go to parties, you don't give me the permission. And I told her, I am not paying your school fees for you to be attending parties. When it is time for you to go to parties, you will go to party, you will be tired. For now, no parties. I never went to any party. Go ask my mom. My dad is late. I was not the partying type. I cannot give birth to a child. Where are you getting it from? Your mom never partied. No party. My friend is having a graduation. When I'm having my own graduation, who will come? I will come. Your dad will be there. All your siblings will be there. We are enough. And then she'll feel cool. You're going to a place I don't know. The distance is so far. Sweetheart, except in any party, I will be chance to go with you. We can go together. And she's been feeling good. In fact, she's not hungry for parties anymore. I told her, yeah, she's not hungry. But there was a year, he did party. No. Mom, no. But thank God, I gave her the room to always tell me. Peer pressure is a strong thing. There was a time all our friends were putting on crop top. Crop top, ma, is the thing that is trending now. The top is just above here. All the tummy will be out with one baggie. And I met most of our friends. They were in crop tops. And in fact, I still did my passion where I went to have my gele this morning. I got there. One of the apprentices was almost naked. And I was like, sweetheart, do you feel good with what you're putting on? In fact, my children will be like, Mom, mind your business. I can't mind my business. I'm sorry. I cannot. Minding my business is an offense. It is a taboo. I can't. And everybody in the shop said they were looking for a way to correct her, but they felt you would insult them. Please began to correct her. But me, all these your friends, can you kindly tell them not to put on crop top? And honestly, she gave them my message. Why would you put on a crop top outside your house? A crop top on your graduation day? It didn't just start. I'm sure one of them wore it and they felt, oh, this is what is trending, peer pressure. But until a child is well brought up, when a child is well brought up,
family values.
Thank you. Which is seriously lacking now.
Yes.
It's in fact, I can even say it's not more there. Because of the family name, I would always tell my children, remember the child of whom you are. That name was not tarnished on your grandpa, was not tarnished on your father. It must not be tarnished in your own generation. And in fact, that is my song. But he said something I want to lay emphasis on. Most mothers cannot give what they don't have.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Absolutely. I'm going to pick from the family values, you know, and a lot of people don't even know what is called family values. And it's good you said it's not even there anymore. And this family value is not even what we can teach on this parenting essential. It's a massive thing. It's a massive thing. So if you don't know that all these things, please be a visionary. Join us on this journey. We are going far. We are going far. And we're talking about peer pressure. And some parents will tell you, you know, my child cannot be under peer pressure. Peer pressure is certain. We talk about vitamin. You said that I talk about no, and I call it vitamin no. When you are raising a child, when you want to teach a child the ability to say no, I want you to know it might be offensive for you that that child is actually going to say no to you first. Hey, nobody want to hear that. You want to teach your child how to say no, to be able to stand the test of time, to be able to go through storms when it comes by standing their ground and saying no. Note that such child must have said no to you in the house. In quotes, I'm not talking about maybe something negative, but when you are parenting, especially teenagers, and you just want them to swallow whatever you are telling them in the name of, I just say, mommy said so, do it. Mommy says so, do it. You are not actually teaching them the skill to be able to stand alone. I said to visionaries during one of our lectures, and I said, I've raised my children and I'm still raising them to know that it's okay to be different. I think that's one of the problems. And I'm going to give you for free. It is okay to be different. Auntie said something here and I'm going to read it out. Because when we talk about peer pressure, it doesn't just start about the friends outside doing something and the children or your teenager joining them. A lot of parents actually are putting their children, their teenagers, to be a victim of this peer pressure. So most parents introduce their kids to peer pressure, and that is absolutely true, and I'm going to be explaining shortly. It starts from parenting compare, where parents comparing other child, one child to another. You know, parents should be take caution of this. You as a parent, you want to correct your child who maybe he or she did not do well academically, and all you can say is, can't you see taller? Didn't you see Jacob? He has taken a parallel. My dear, you are putting that child under peer pressure. These things you think you are teaching, right? It is time for us to reset our brain. Some parents' brain need to be formatted. And I'm not going to be apologetic about this. Enough of this normalized nonsense that is common today. You want to teach your child lack a skill. Maybe it's cooking skill, cleaning in the house, or you do every time, even if it is siblings. And that is one way that siblings rivalry starts. Can't you see? Your sister will always clean better. Your sister will always do this. You think you are encouraging that child, but you are destroying the child, and you are exposing the child that it's okay to be under pressure. If you are pressurizing the child with fear in the house, why would the child swallow it? Drop is raining. Okay, let's all rock it together. But I will give you one of the ways that your child or your teenagers or your children in general can actually stand the test of time when it comes to peer pressure is for you to let them know that it's okay to be different and to have what I call the vitamino. You know, it's a good thing that Coach Modukiola have said a lot, that you actually give access to your child to come to you, right? She's still telling you, I want to go to party.
Yes.
That is why you know she wants to go to party. What if she's not telling? She will just sneak out. So that is kind of relationship we should build with our children. One more thing that I want to share today is, do you know, it's also very good to test our children with the skills that we have taught them. For example, you've given reasons why your child should not go to the party, and your child is coming back to you, Mommy, I want to go to party. And you've already said, you know, we talk about this, it's not party time. Do you know it's actually okay for you to tell the child, I'm not saying yes, but it's okay, you can take your decision. Because if you say no to the child, you cannot go to that party. Outright no. See, not everybody. Me and Coach Modupiola, we are not in the same generation. Our generation is still behind me. They will say no abstractly. But let me tell you, when we talk about this so-called the Gen Z generation, don't try it. Open, test the skill you have taught. Test it. In my own opinion, I don't want you to go, but I trust you to take good decisions. Think about it and let me know what you think. Trust me, that is the way, because if you say, no, you cannot go to the party, the child can open the door and go to the party. The child has gone to the party. The child can sneak out of the house. The child has gone to the party. The child will come back. You will have issues. But you are not testing the skill. And you know why a lot of teenagers are actually struggling? They're struggling because they don't know why. The why is not clear. Please, let's put effort on explaining and communicating effectively why. Why should I not go to the party? And make sure that it's nothing about you. It is good to protect family names. We have good names. Can you also let that child know that your name also must be protected? Because this Gen Z, they actually does not see it as a very good reason only. Oh, Grandpa didn't spoil it. I didn't spoil it. It's okay. I have changed the name and be another one. At the same time, let them know your name should be valued. I am Oyelayo. I have never been here and come and say, my name is Alice. My mom is Alice. I have never been here and say, my name is Alice. I'm Coach Alice. No, because I am not Alice. I'm protecting my name, Oyelayo. So it is good when we also let them see the power in the name they also carry. Let them see, I'm protecting my father's name. Late Pa something you call her. Blessed memory. But I'm also having a name who is precious. My name is precious. Oyelayo is a name I need to protect. I think when we are dealing with this Gen Z, it is good for us to step back and project to them that it's all about them. It's all about them. Let me check. Do we have any questions so far? Do we have any questions? Thank you so much, Coach Omola. We actually need to stop. I know you have a lot of things to say. I know if I give you all day, all time, it is not going to be enough. But let's just take one question. Any question? So that, can you help me check the vision? I will check the vision guide from here. Any question on Instagram or YouTube? Let me try to check. It's going to take a few seconds. Any question regarding the teenagers or the children in general? So it doesn't have to be a teenager. We are just going to take like few minutes to... We are going to take few minutes. I think all the comments are coming together. I think so. All right, that helps. That helps. All right, before we call it a day, Modupiola, what would you like to give us as a final point for today? What is it that you want us to take home today as we round up this moment?
I'm putting like 4 together.
All right.
Teach them to know that if it is not right, they should not do it.
Okay.
If it is not true, they shouldn't say it. 1, teach them to know the difference between doing the right thing and the wrong thing, using their instincts. Make them know they are enough. Like you said, comparison. Make them know they are enough. Yes, you are Oluwademilade Ogo. You are enough. You don't have to desire or aspire to be Thelma. This is who God has made you to be. This is who you are. Put in more effort. You are good. Make them grow in contentment. Make them know the difference between needs and wants.
Yeah.
The things they need are different from the things they just want. Teach them to believe actions than words. Teach them to believe people's actions. You know, that I'm from Oyo State. So for me, it is easy. You're smiling. People's words sometimes don't match their actions. Teach your children, teach your teenagers, watch people's actions. They shouldn't flow with just words. They should make sure people's words match their actions in their lives. Teach them. Make, you know, these are things they grow with. Know their friends, be their friends. Know your teenagers' friends. Be friends to your teenager and their friends. Thank you.
I'll say that again. Know your teenagers' friends and be friends to your teenagers' friends. I know you are a career parent. I know you are, you're a busy mom and dad. Congratulations. But it is very important. I'm telling you, because when I'm in a session sometimes and counseling, maybe family therapy or something like that, and you see some people, they really want to convince you that you are there to help them as a coach, to guide their family, to give them filial therapy. They are really going to sell it to you to believe that, we're actually doing all this for those children. Sorry, you're not doing nothing for your children. You're doing it for you. Can I say it loud? All this, I am doing it for my children. You are not doing for your children. You do for you. Whatever you think you're doing for your children, you're doing it because you are their parents. And they never wrote you a letter before they came to you. I know some people are going to be like very upset with me, and I don't really mind. I still love you anyways. I love you just like that. But sometimes, Coach Medicola, we need to really say the truth sometimes. Sometimes we try, coaches try to polish things sometimes, especially when it's an open and public one like this. The visioners, they know. We don't, we say it just the way it is because it's, we are in the hack. But here, in social media, we don't really want to offend people, but we need to say the truth. You have to know. You have to really, really know. All right, thank you so much for coming. How do you deal with a teenager who does not control her anger? It ends even harming herself. Oh, all right. We have a question here. How do we deal with a teenager who does not control her anger? It ends up even harming herself. Coach Modupiola, can you just say something briefly on that, because we don't have a lot of time. It can run out.
It didn't just start. It didn't just start all of a sudden.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
It didn't just start. It didn't just pop out of the blue moon. It didn't just start. So it ought to be cautioned. She didn't just graduate to that stage. She's not insane. She didn't lose her mind. Something somehow went wrong. Those times when you ought to have been cautious, when you ought to have been vigilant, when you have to have been observant, you missed it. You missed it. Yes. So I pray it's not too late, because you see, teenagers are like dried fish. They are shapeable when they are not yet roasted or smoked. You can put them into any shape you desire. Once they are smoked, when you try to put them into that shape, you're going to destroy them.
I'm just going to take it from there because of time. Thank you so much, Coach Modupiola. Thank you so much. I'm going to take it from there. God bless you and I appreciate you. You said something about the dry fish, and I'm just going to round up on that. Teenagers are dry fish. Once they are dry, it might really be difficult. But if you are patient enough in love to soak the fish again and mold it, maybe with so much care, love, motivation, and support, you'll be able to reshape the fish.
I love that.
So much patience, you'll be able to. When we talk about developmental stages, when we talk about a teenager who is self-harmed, like they are harming themselves because of anger, let's go back to the foundation. We talk about developmental stages, ages. When we talk about when the child's supposed to have impulse control and self-regulation, all these things doesn't just start. And coach already said it. A teenager cannot just wake up one day and just say, because I'm angry, I'm going to cut myself. I've seen adults right in my very eyes, just because he's upset, he broke the glass and started cutting himself and telling the police, this person cut me, right in my very front, in my presence. So this thing is just not going to start just in one day. Another thing I want to call people's attention very fast, because we are going to go now, is we should be conscious when our children need help and we are abhorring them in the name of being positive. It will not be the problem of tomorrow for us. See, when we talk about disability, it's not about somebody who is physically challenged. Many of those children who have anger issue today, that they cannot stop their anger, they're going to cut themselves. It is a disability. It might be a mental health issue, but because their hands, the fingers are okay, they think the mental health is okay. Teenagers, most of the time, they get into depression. They get into a lot of mental health issues. And, we don't have time to break this thing down here. So pay attention to your children from infancy, from baby, early childhood education. Check their stages. I'm not even talking about their ages. You're talking to your 5 years and they're having temper tantrum. They're throwing things around the house and say, just like the father. It's like me, please run. Now, please, we can't do more than this. If you have questions, you can send it to us. And I'm sure coach is coming back anytime soon. She's coming back anytime soon. So just send in your question and we are going to, I promise that she will come back sometime soon. So we cannot say a lot here, especially when it comes about the anger issue. It's something that we can sit for hours and hours and hours, because there is always, most of the time, an underlying problem. There is always, most of the time, there's an underlying problem. So once again, I want to say thank you so much, Coach Modupiola, for joining me today, all the way from Nigeria. You see, we're not here at the beginning when I was introducing her. Please just go back and watch that video. I had to just cut those introductions down because she's many things and many more. And she's really a blessing to the world at large. And I believe she's going to come back soon. The good thing is, Coach Modupiola is also a visionary. So we are not joking. Can you see that? We are not joking. She's a visionary and we have quite a lot. If you are a visionary and you are in the comment section, please just type it there. I am a visionary. Type it there and let me see that we have visionaries there. All right. Thank you all so much, everybody, for joining me today. If you're seeing my face for the very first time today, I'm sure you heard it during the class. My name is Oye Layo, but you can just call me Coach Oye for short. And I am your parenting coach. This is a special edition of Parenting Essential. This comes to you every Saturday evening from the Vision Guide. And today we are so privileged to have a coach, a writer, a mentor, a speaker, and everything more today. And I believe you have gained something. And very soon she's going to be coming back. As we go, don't forget that parenting must be intentional. Parenting must be purposeful. Parenting must be full of vision. And this vision is what is going to carry us through jealously, because only the Vision Guide. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Coach. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Love you. Stay blessed and bye for now. Bye.